Video, and I'll be covering a problem which is in your homework, which is E13-36. The learning objective of this problem is 13.6, explaining how equity is reported for a corporation. So, as you see here, occasionally a company may make an accounting error as a result of a mathematical mistake, misapplying accounting principles, or oversight that is not discovered until the following period. Once discovered, these errors must be corrected because the retained earnings account balance is wrong. The error is corrected by adjusting the beginning balance in the retained earnings account in the period the error is discovered. Corrections to retained earnings for errors of an applied or earlier period are called prior period adjustments. The prior period adjustments either increases or decreases the beginning balance of the retained earnings account and appears on the statement of retained earnings. For this problem, you must begin by selecting the statement labels. Recall the format used to adjust the beginning balance for a prior period adjustment, and remember that retained earnings is the equity earned by profitable operations that is not distributed to stockholders. Net income increases retained earnings, and dividends decreases the retained earnings. Enter any current period increases in retained earnings prior to the subtotal, and enter any current period decreases to retained earnings below the subtotal. So as you see here, I have my statement by Kelly May Bakery, my statement of retained earnings year ended 2018. Here are the titles or the columns or rows that you would use in the retained earnings statement. Retained earnings journey, retained earnings January 1, 2018, prior period adjustment, retained earnings January 1, 2018 as adjusted, net income for the year, dividends declared, and retained earnings December 31, 2018. If the net income was overstated in our prior period, as in this problem here, then beginning the balance for the current period is overstated and must be decreased. An understatement of net income in a prior period would require an increase to the beginning balance of retained earnings. Now I will enter the amounts for the Kelly May Bakery in the retained earnings. So if you see here, the first column, first row, as I mentioned, is retained earnings as originally reported, right? That's my original. And you see here, that amount as previously reported was $48,000. Then need to make the adjustment that is stated here. The adjustment, the overstatement, is $1,000, right? So the prior period adjustment will be a parenthesis of 1,000. The difference of the retained earnings originally reported and the prior period adjustment would give me the retained earnings for January 1st, 2018 as adjusted. That's going to be my column here. The adjustment after the prior period adjustment. That gives me a value of 47,000, which is 48,000 minus 1,000. Then I will find my net income for the year. That is here. And that is given as well. As you see here, net income for 2018 was $74,000. That value goes in this row, 74,000. Then need to add those values, I believe. That gives me a total of 121,000. And as I go lower, the next row would be the dividends that were declared. So as you see here, the dividends are declared here is in the value of 28,000, parenthesis 28,000. And the difference of that, 121,000 minus 28,000, give me the retained earnings for December 31st, 2018 of 93,000. Okay, that concludes the video for problem E13-36, which covers how equity is reported for a corporation. Stay tuned for more videos. I should be posting just some videos, a video to continue the PowerPoint just a little to cover the rest of the chapter. And thank you for watching.